Well, this is the first video in the series, What a Midlife Crisis Looks Like, because I have apparently hit one. And, everybody's freaking out because I'm doing the strangest things. I just kind of feel compelled to do something. I can't even explain it. Just everything changes. Everything changed. All of a sudden, one minute everything was normal, life was just the way it's always been, and then the next minute, everything changed. My perspective on life and everything changed. I mean, there's a reason that they call it a midlife crisis. There's a reason the word crisis is in there, because it's like the world gets turned upside down, or your life gets turned upside down on your head, and suddenly everything is different, and this isn't your life anymore. Like, I can't even pretend to be myself anymore. Like, I can't even be me anymore. Everybody knows. They're ask me a question, and I will answer the question as if, I would have used to answer the question, and then I get called out on it. Like, you're not even yourself anymore. Like, they just know. Like, so I can't even pretend to be who I was 10 minutes before this shit happened. I don't know what it is. And I think, like, you can't understand what a midlife crisis is, what it does to you, how it affects you and the world around you, unless you've actually been there. And even at that, maybe they're not all the same. Maybe there's as many different kinds of midlife crises as there are people who have had them. So if you've never had a midlife crisis, you might not understand this. And people that know me, you're all just going to think I just lost my friggin' brains. Things that were clear to me before, they're not anymore. It's like a jumbled mess in my head. Things that were not clear to me before are now. I don't know how to explain it. I know my family has taken things personally, but it's not personal. They're my family and I love them, but everything has changed. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to vlog this whole thing. At some point, it's going to have to come around to a place where I feel like life is normal. Maybe it'll be normal like the way it used to be, or maybe it'll be a new normal. I don't know. I have no idea where this is going to take me. But it's a new journey. And it's scary as hell. And it's exciting. You just don't know, what's going to happen. So, for anybody who doesn't know what happened, I hit a midlife crisis, and I knew that's what was going on. I was like, holy shit, I am in the middle, I just hit a midlife crisis. You just know, I just knew what was going on. This is what it is. Everything changed. And I tried to continue functioning like I always had, living in the world that I've always lived in. Tried using the same perspectives I always had, but it was impossible. So what's happened recently is I decided this has got to come to a head. This has got to come to an end, because I can't do this. I was barely existing. I wasn't communicating with anybody, friends, family, anything. And a lot of people actually became concerned about me because I was in my house, in my home, all the time. I'd step out for a cup of coffee and, come back home, and that was, I'd chat with people at the store and I'd go get coffee, but then I'd come back home, be in my home, and I didn't leave to go anywhere or do anything for 3.5 weeks. I'm not working. The job I had burned to the ground. The one before that was just a joke, but the one before that I was at for 6 years, and then they closed their doors. So there's actually a lot of things that have, gone on. But, I'm working at a job for over 6 years, and then they closed their doors. And then the next decent job that I got, which I loved that job, it was so much fun, I made really good money, and then that burned to the ground. Like, what the fuck? I keep ending up out of work. I'm like, shit, the working gods don't want me to have a job. And I was looking for work, And I'm sitting there one day working on yet another resume for yet another job position. And I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? This is a waste of my time. It's a waste of life, and this is not my calling. I don't know. So I started kind of like looking at other things and use the new perspective I have, and realized I'm not going to get anywhere here in New York. I think I've gotten everything out of it that I can get out of it. Don't get me wrong, I love New York. I love my family, I love my friends, and New York is the only home I've known. I've never really strayed far away from home. I've always lived within an hour of where I grew up, so I've never gone far. But I just can't stay here anymore. I just can't. I'm sitting here one day messing around with stuff on the computer, being the hermit that I turned into, and I just, it just hit me. I can't stay here anymore. I gotta leave. Which, by the way, the following day was March 2nd, and I went to my landlord and I informed him that I would be vacating this place by the end of the month. I'm leaving state by the end of March. And I had no clue where I was going to go or what I was going to do. I just knew I had to leave as fast as I can. I'm not taking anything with me, just what I could put in my car, and I got a little car. So I'm going to have my clothes. I'm going to grab my computer, some personal items, maybe the TV if it fits, I don't know, and that's pretty much it, and leave. I'm like, okay, well, I have to go through this place because I've been here for 8 years, so there's 8 years worth of accumulation and stuff. Like, I have all this stuff. What is stuff? What is the purpose? I look around and so much of this stuff isn't even functional. And I'm like, I worked for this? We do this, right? We go to work, we punch a clock, and we work our asses off so we can surround ourselves with stuff. And what is this stuff? That doesn't even make sense to me. So I told my landlord on March 2nd that I was leaving at the end of the month, having no plans, thinking, okay, I've got to get this place, straightened up and start having people come and take stuff because I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I'm not taking it with me. Where am I going to put it? So I'm hoping that between everybody that I know, they take everything because I can't just be leaving stuff in the apartment. I came home and then I posted it on Facebook, and I haven't been doing much in the way of Facebook posts lately, which I was pretty active for a long time, doing Facebook posts, usually like funny shit, and people look forward to it. And then I just stopped. And a lot of people kind of were concerned about that when I stopped. Some people reached out to me. Are you okay? Yeah, I am. I'm okay. I'm just busy. And then there's other people apparently that were concerned that they didn't say anything. They just sat back and was like, okay, well, something's going on with Diana, and if and when she needs something, she'll ask. And to you, to those of you who thought like that, I want to say thank you very much for letting me do what I got to do. And for those who did reach out to me and ask me if I was okay and were concerned, that way, thank you. I mean, everybody, thank you. So I came home and I posted on Facebook that I'm leaving. I said something to my one daughter before I posted on Facebook, and I don't know if she thought I was serious or not, but then I put it on Facebook, so, right, it becomes official. Once it's on Facebook, it's Facebook official, then it's official. Half the people were pretty much up in arms about it, getting responses on my posts and messages in my inbox and text messages and phone calls, and because this is something that Diana would never have done. And I even put in there that I have no idea where I'm going or what I'm going to be doing, that I have no plans. So a lot of people were really, really concerned. But what ended up happening is really, really cool. Like, I ended up with a couple, 3 invites, people I know out of state, family, friends, and I think I have a plan. So the day after that, I was actually like chatting and talking with a couple of these people, and I think I have a plan. I'm not sure. I know my one daughter told me she can't let me leave unless I have a plan, but after working everything out like I did last night with friends and family, she feels so much better. She said she feels better because she just was concerned for my safety. She told me she was worried that I might end up in a bad situation that I might not be able to get myself out of. But since, she's seen that I have friends and family that are supporting me, and they probably think I'm crazy too. I think everybody thinks I'm crazy, and that's fine, but I'm not. I really am in my right mind. It's just a different mind. It's not the one I've had. So it's weird, it's strange. I'm making this change. I don't know, is this going to be the worst thing I ever did? It could be. Is this going to be the best thing I ever did? It could be. I have no idea how this whole thing is going to work out, how it's all going to play out. But like I said, I'm going to vlog this whole journey, because it's going to be a journey, because it's just, I don't know, like shredding and shedding the old life in an instant. And I would say going to embrace the new life, but I don't even know what that is. I don't know what it's going to be. This day, maybe I'll come back home in a month because I'll be so homesick, and then I can get settled back down again. I don't know. Or maybe I'll stay. Plans at this point is to go to Florida. Will I go to Florida and stay there for a long time? I don't know. Go to Florida, stay for a couple of years, make some money, go out to California, see what they got going on out there. I don't know. Come back home? I don't know. Stay in Florida forever? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I've never been to Florida. Like I said, I've never been too far from home. Just the states that surround my states, pretty much it. I haven't been that far. I've never driven more than an hour and a half away from home by myself. This whole thing is like really very, very nerve-wracking and exciting. It's a journey, and I'm not delusional. I'm not assuming like, oh, life is going to be grand, things are going to be so much better. I'm not assuming that. I'm thinking like, it could be so much better. It could be so much worse, and everything in between. I'm not delusional. I have no expectations. I'm just doing what I feel like I have to do. And yeah, flying by the seat of my pants. But I've always planned shit, and this is so not me. And my family has been worried. And I do want to let my family know, don't worry about me. I'm going to be 50 in just a few weeks. I'm going to be 50 years old. I've made it this far. And I know I'm doing things that you think is some crazy, crazy shit, but I'll be okay. I have the most wonderful family and the most wonderful friends. I am so grateful for them. I've always been blessed with wonderful, wonderful people in my life, and I just don't see that changing. They're still in my life, even though they don't agree with what I'm doing, and they think I'm crazy, and I know some of them probably are thinking I should sign myself into an asylum, but that's just not going to do anything. That would actually make things worse. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take off, and I'm going to vlog this. So it's my plan to do some vlogging every day. I know my family's pretty interested, and a lot of my friends are pretty interested in what the hell's going through my mind. Why am I doing what I'm doing, and am I going to be okay? And so given that they have all these questions, I thought, well, I'll just do like, journal and stick it up there on YouTube or whatever, and they can watch along, and they can, see. Maybe they don't have to be worried. But like I said, this is, I'm not delusional about what's going on. This is a midlife crisis, and I tried to skip over it. I tried to, but you just can't. And if anybody out there who's watching this has ever had a midlife crisis, then you can't not do these things that you feel compelled to do, and you can't continue being the same person you were. It just changes. You just change, and there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm going to end up with some new life experiences, good, bad, or indifferent. I don't know. I'm hoping for good. I'm going to miss the hell out of everybody. I am. But these days, we have Skype. There's no long-distance charges. Phone services work all over the place. So we can do face-to-face chatting on Skype. So it's not like I'm never going to see anybody again. And even at that, like I said, I could come back. And if I don't, I can come visit. They can come visit me. It's not like we're never going to see each other again. It's just that the dynamics are changing. And I can't help that. Because the dynamics inside me has changed. And it's not even like it was slow. It was all of a sudden, like all at once. So there's where I'm at. So I'll vlog every day for my day-to-day, what I'm doing and how I'm feeling coming up to actually leaving New York. And then when I leave New York, 'cause I plan on, like, I think I'm going to Florida, and if that's the case, I plan on taking a week or two to get there. I'm not driving straight through. I'm gonna stop at places and see things and do things and see what's out there. Yeah, until the next vlog.